I drive a Tesla Model X, so let's talk about what I love about my car and what I hate about it. Some of this is going to be specific to the Model X, like when I talk about the doors, and other stuff is just going to be about Tesla in general. I don't have any opinions about Elon Musk. This doesn't have to do with him as a person or even Tesla as a company, just what I think about my car. So let's start with what I love. Number one, the doors. We specifically chose this car because of the falcon wing doors. It works kind of like how if you have a minivan and the doors slide open, it's just so much easier to get kids in and out versus the normal doors that you have to open so wide. So the falcon wing doors do kind of that same thing because they go up instead of out. You just have a lot more room to maneuver even if there are cars parked really close to you. I also really like that my door automatically opens as I approach it with the key. So I always feel like someone's opening the door for me, and it's just a really nice feature. I actually feel weird sometimes going up to other cars, like my husband's car is not a Model X, and it doesn't do that, and it always throws me off. Additionally, the door shuts when I put my foot on the brake. So it's just really nice how I don't have to do anything with my door. So if I'm the only one going somewhere in the car, I don't have to open the door, I don't have to close the door, everything just gets done automatically. It's super nice. Number two is self-driving. I was not sure if I was going to like self-driving, and I actually ended up getting the Tesla with full self-driving, and it turns out that I love it. So it's got a lot of safety features. There are actually 3 self-driving modes. There's chill, standard, and hurry. And I actually like hurry the most. I think it's sort of fun. It does a really good job. I feel really safe pretty much all the time with the self-driving. And I really like that I can just put in the address and it just goes where I want. So the thing where the self-driving is really handy for me is I am very bad with directions. And so I don't like going to places I've never been before because I always worry I'm going to get lost. I know we have GPS and everything, but even then I can make mistakes. The car, though, doesn't really make mistakes. It knows exactly where we're going and which roads to take, so just takes that stress about getting lost off of my shoulders. You might not feel the same way. Maybe you're great with directions. Just something I love about the car. Number 3, I really like the layout of this car. So we went for the 6 seats. So we've got, driver and passenger, then we have 2 captain's chairs, and then we have 2 seats in the back. And because of that, it has tons of room for the car seats that we have in here. It's really easy to get people in and out. It's got plenty of room, head space, leg room, kind of no matter where you're sitting. And what's also really cool about the layout is it's really easy to vacuum, which is a huge deal if you have kids because they are super messy. But honestly, even if you don't have kids and you just drive a lot of regular people around, your shoes get dirty, you're gonna track stuff in, and it's so nice to be able to just vacuum up super easily. It's just so nice and easy to vacuum this thing. So I love that it's super car seat friendly. I love that it's got plenty of space for any seat that you choose to sit in, and I love that it's easy to clean. Number 4, this is more about the Tesla and less about the Model X. I really like that I don't have to go to the gas station anymore. I just plug my car in at night or really anytime I'm home. I am a stay-at-home mom, so I'm home a lot and can charge whenever. We do have it set up to not charge at peak times, but if I need to charge during the day to just get topped up for like a long drive or something, I can do that. I've really only gone to a charging station once, and it was just with my baby. We hung out at this nearby charging station store that was super fun, and so overall that was also a really great experience. It definitely does take longer to charge than it would take to fill up a car at a gas station, but because I can just do it overnight at home, it's really low maintenance. I really like that. And we don't even have like a fast charger at home. It's just the regular portable charger. Okay, number 5 is the app. I really like that this car has an app that I don't have to pay any extra money to maintain. It just comes with the car. It's actually how you would get in and drive some Teslas, like the Model 3. The Model X does have a key that you need in order to drive it, but the app is really handy for things like setting your charge limits or turning it on so that it can be nice and cool when you get in the car. You can just have that climate already going. You can also set things like if the car gets past 100 degrees to automatically have it keep it a little cooler, things like that. I just feel like the app is really good, well put together, and I like that I don't have to pay anything extra in order to have it. Oh, number 6 is the cup holders. Honestly, this isn't that big of a deal to me, but my kids are all about cup holders, so the cup holders in this car are great. There's actually the ones in the back pop out from the center console. My kids thought that was amazing. The ones in the front are adjustable sizes, or you also have this one that's an armrest and you can close one, keep one open, or have both open. The cup holders are fun and interesting, and generally I like them, but mostly that one's in here because my kids said, oh, that's our favorite thing is the cup holders. So now let's talk about what I hate. So hate is a strong word, and for the most part, I like this car a lot. So the number one thing that I truly hate is that there is no CarPlay. And that would not bother me that much if it wasn't for the fact that you have to pay extra for premium connectivity, where you can do essentially the CarPlay functions through the screen in the car. It's not CarPlay, but it's close enough. If you get premium connectivity, it just works. You can hit the music icon on the car and it'll show you your music. If you want to switch to Audible or a podcast or something, you can do that straight from the car. Super easy to do, but you have to pay extra every month. If you don't pay extra, you just have to work through your phone. So you can set it up so that the audio source is Bluetooth, but then you have to go to your phone and set your playlist or your podcast or whatever. And if you want to switch between media, you have to do it on your phone. Now, here's the caveat. My husband says you can use Siri to do this, so you just press the voice button and tell it what you want to play. I just don't do that much of voice assistant stuff when I'm using my car and using my phone. And so it's not how I work. So I end up doing stuff with my phone. I think it's unsafe. So then I just end up having to do, if I'm listening to a playlist, it'll just repeat when it ends. If I'm listening to a podcast, hopefully it goes to the next one. I really strongly dislike that this costs extra. And I personally think it should be illegal because I think it makes driving less safe. So now I'm going to do my Trump impression to talk to Elon, my good friend Elon, and tell him premium connectivity should be free. That's not really how Trump sounds. It wasn't a good Trump impression. I'm sorry, but he totally does that. Elon, my good friend Elon. Number 2 thing that I hate, this is really specific to the Model X and the specific year and model that I have. It's just not good at parking, the autonomous parking. So one of the things I was really looking forward to was not having to parallel park my car, especially when I'm dropping kids off at school, because I'm not that good at parallel parking. I feel like you're going to get from this video that I'm not that great of a driver. I'm okay, but I'm really not very good at parallel parking, and I'm not good with directions. Those are kind of my things. So anyway, I really didn't want to have to parallel park, and in my husband's car, which is a Model 3, it's really good at self-parking, and it just does it no problem. So in the Model X, I have to push some buttons to get the parking features to come up, and then it doesn't always recognize the space I want to go in, and then I just have to do the parking myself, like if it didn't have self-parking. And then even if it recognizes the space and I did everything right, it is just so slow. I feel awful because I'm sitting there holding up other parents who are trying to drop their kids off at school so that I don't have to park the car myself. So then sometimes I end up taking over, and then I'm really bad at parallel parking, and it's just a hot mess. They could definitely improve that. And I'm 99% sure that they have. If I had a brand new Tesla, I'm sure that it would park perfectly well. It's just such a weird quirk of this one Tesla that it's just so bad at parking. And that's nitpicky because realistically, none of the other cars I've ever owned have had any sort of self-parking aside from, like I said, my husband's car that he got before I got my car. So it's definitely a nitpick on my part. It's fine. I'm glad that it has self-parking. I just wish it was a little bit better. And then the number 3 thing that I hate is door sensor errors. So sometimes the door won't open because it senses that there is some sort of obstruction. Normally that would be something like another car is parked too close to you and the doors can't open all the way. You can manually override the doors. There's buttons on the screen to do it, or if you push the button on the column, you can press it and hold it down and it will override even if it thinks that there is an obstacle in the way. And that is actually great. It's great that it has both of those features. And so far it's absolutely never hit anything and we've never had that problem. So why do I not like this door sensor thing? Well, sometimes it decides that the sun is an obstacle. So if the sun is shining on the sensor just right, it'll tell me there's an obstacle when there's not even close to an obstacle. And I don't like having to do the manual override because even though I said I like the climate thing on the car where I can pre-cool the car, I'm personally just not very good at pre-cooling my car. So the screen is usually like really hot when I come into the car. And when I have to press the manual override, it hurts my finger. And that's so nitpicky, but it's such a pain in the butt when it happens. And it's just, especially in the summer, the time where it's the most hot. So the screen's gonna be hot, or the column button's gonna be hot. And it can't sense that there's not an obstacle because it's the sun causing the problem. I just wish that the sensors were a little bit better at filtering that out. I am really glad that it has those sensors and I do a pretty good job of keeping them clean. It's just that every once in a while the sun keeps my doors from opening and I don't like it. If you found this video interesting and helpful, please consider subscribing and thanks for watching.